On this Cycling on a Shoestring, I'll lend a hand, or maybe two, to you cold weather riders who have to deal with old man winter. Hi, it's John, and welcome to Cycling on a Shoestring. Hope you're having a great start to your 2021, and you've been able to get out to do some riding. I certainly have been out on my bike, and I went out for a ride yesterday. It was about -2 here in Alberta, and I was pretty warm. My feet were really warm, got some great winter shoes. I've also got some great winter clothing, but after an hour, my hands started to feel a little cold. So I started thinking about what kind of gloves I could get to keep my hands warmer. And I've got good winter gloves, but when you're out there on a bike, they'll get cold anyway. So I started thinking about electric gloves. You know, they've got elements in them, batteries to keep your hands warm. And then I looked online and found out they can be really expensive. And I didn't think I wanted to spend more money on gloves, particularly when I've got so many pair already. So as you can see, I don't think I need any more gloves. As a matter of fact, I think I have too many pairs, but I didn't want to go out and buy more gloves, especially electric ones, which can be very expensive. So I started thinking about an alternative, and I thought about those little chemical packs you can buy that you basically break and stick them in your pocket, and they keep your hands warm for several hours. I started looking online. I found dozens of different brands of them, and then I remembered my wife brought some home for me a couple of years ago, and this is what she brought me. These are Ergodyne Inferno warming packs. They claim they'll stay warm for 12 hours. Now, I can't take it out of the package because if I break the seal, it will start to warm up. But inside the package itself, it's maybe the size of a tea bag, not very thick. So I thought, what if I slide this into the back of my gloves? Will it keep my hands warm while I'm out riding my bike? So what I'm going to do in a couple hours, because it's pretty dark right now, is I'm going to put one of these in one glove and leave it out of the other glove and see if we can beat old man winter if we're out there, and we'll see if we can do it cycling on a shoestring. I'm getting ready to go out on my ride, and let me just take a look at the temperature in the city right now. It is -7 Celsius in Calgary, so it's pretty cold. That is 19 Fahrenheit for those of you in the United States and don't use the Celsius scale. So it's a cold day out there right now. I figured -2, it's -7. It'll warm up a little bit, lots of sunshine today. And I'm about to go out with my Ergodyne Inferno warming pack. Now they say in this, don't put it up against bare skin. So I've got this little fabric bag I'm going to slide it into. I think it's the perfect size. They also say this can get really hot. I think 76 Celsius or 169 degrees Fahrenheit, which is really hot. So if it's that hot, this is not going to work at all. And again, this is just a scientific experiment, I guess we could say. I'm going to stick it inside a pair of gloves, and we'll see if putting this on the back of the hand will help keep my whole hand warm, because generally it's your fingers that get real cold. So let me open this up. We'll see how hot it gets immediately, and then we'll take it out on a ride, and we'll put it in this little bag. So apparently opening it up and exposing it to air will make it warm, but at the same time, you've got to kind of wiggle around those chemicals on the inside, so it will get hot. So we'll do that right now and see how warm it gets and how fast. This has never been opened before. I've had this for a little while, so we'll see if it works. But starting to get a little bit warm already, which is encouraging. Okay, yeah, it's warming up nice now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it in this bag, and again, this is the perfect size little bag for it. Again, they don't want you to put it against bare skin. It's pretty warm already. I'm going to get my glove. I'm going to wear these gloves. These are my old Garneau gloves. I like these the best, actually. They're pretty warm. And I'm going to slide it in there like this. And we'll see how it feels in there. And I can adjust it later just to get it in the right position. We'll pull it back here a little bit. It doesn't feel too bulky. And naturally, you couldn't put this on your palm because you're riding your bicycle, but already it's warm in there. So we'll see how this works out on the road. We'll give it a try, and I'll get a little bit of video when I'm out riding today, not a lot, and I'll report back on whether this actually helps keep my hand warm and can keep my fingers warm just by warming up the back of my hand.
I'm 35 minutes into my ride, and I can say this hand with the warmer is nice and warm. This hand without, the tips of my fingers are starting to get cold. So far, this experiment is working. This hand is warm, this hand is getting cold. I'm about 35 minutes in, check back at an hour. I'm in Fish Creek Park. Please excuse my mouth, it's a little frozen right now. And my GoPro battery died. I thought I charged it up. But anyway, this hand, which has that warmer in it, is nice and warm. While the other hand, my left hand, which is holding the camera right now, is cold. So far, an hour and 6 minutes into my ride, this experiment is working. This hand is warm. The one without the warmer is cold. I'll do a final check-in when I get back to the house, when I get my other GoPro camera as well. But so far, so good. These little warmers seem to be doing the trick.
I'm back at my house. I came inside to warm up a bit, to warm up my mouth a little bit. It's still a little cold. -4 when I got back to the house. So it was a -7 going out, -4 coming back. And my conclusion, this actually does work, and I'm really surprised. My right hand through the whole ride stayed warm. I was out for an hour and 35 minutes on a pretty cold day, where my left hand is still, tips of my fingers are still pretty cold right now. So this actually does work. Now, it'll never get up to 76 degrees Celsius, like I said at the beginning. That's unbelievably warm. It's still warm now, it's just a little bit, but it's got the brunt of that cold air riding on a bike. You think your hands are out front getting all that cold air, and my right hand stayed warm. Now, if you're going to buy something like this, you're going to need something this small because you want to be able to fit it inside of your glove. I suppose you could actually put it on your palm as well, if you don't have any problems with putting your hand on your bars like that, but I never really noticed it being uncomfortable being on the back of my hand. As a matter of fact, I forgot about it other than thinking about the warmth of my hand. So this actually did work. I'm really surprised, and I saw these online. Some places you can get them for about $2. So look for things like this. There's a lot of different brands out there that actually warm up these little chemical things, but this worked. I'm surprised, and if you're cycling on a shoestring, this is actually a pretty good deal for you. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel as well, also ring the bell, and I'll see you next time on Cycling on a Shoestring.